All right, we are going to go ahead and get started. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are here tonight or today, wherever you're located, to discuss the UX and UI design program with Career Foundry. My name is Adrienne, and I am joined by my lovely colleague, Ryan. We are both program advisors here at Career Foundry. So, our job is to speak with people that are interested in our programs and give them a little bit more insight on what it looks like to move into UX and UI design from a variety of different backgrounds. So we definitely know a lot about the programs. We know the ins and outs. So definitely we are qualified to be doing the webinar. Now, as we move through the webinar, if you have any questions, feel free to go ahead and put those in the chat. We do have our other lovely colleague, Regina, in the background that is handling all of the technical aspects, and we'll be answering questions as we go as well. So we will go ahead and get started. So some of the things that we're going to talk about today. First of all, who is Career Foundry? What exactly is UX and UI design? I get that question a lot. Why is now such a good time to become a designer? What exactly does our online learning platform look like? What exactly are you going to learn in the program? What our support network is going to look like? Trust me when I say it is extensive, and what are the different payment options for the program. So we will go ahead and get into the nitty gritty. So, a little bit more about Career Foundry. Career Foundry has been helping anyone who wants to change careers and transition into tech since 2013. We have been around for years. We have worked out all the bugs. We are a fine oiled machine at this point. So, we really do put a lot of effort into building great programs and providing the best education possible. We have a community of well over 3,500 active students currently, and we have over 11,000 graduates, and that continues to grow each and every day. So, definitely a lot of people have come through the program, just like you are looking at possibly doing right now. And we do have a team of support that are comprised of mentors, tutors, and career specialists. We have over 850 support members in place just for our students to make sure that you're getting the most out of the program and you're getting all those questions answered that will help you keep moving nice and smoothly through. Also, we have been training students from scratch in fields such as UX and UI design, web development, and data analytics. And our goal is to guarantee you a job at the end of it. So we will go over that a little bit more as we move through the webinar, but it's a really great opportunity to know that you're going through a program that actually has a guarantee that we are going to help you find that employment at the end. So the big question is, what exactly is UX and UI design? Well, UX design is really the human first approach to product design. So UX actually stands for user experience. The, the goal is to really focus in on applications in both physical and digital forms. It is really looking at what is the overall experience that a user will have from the first contact all the way to the very end of the process. And what it creates is a structural design solution for pain points that users encounter anywhere along their journey with a product. Think of it as if you have ever been on an app or a website and you're looking through things and you're like, wow, this could be better if they would just make changes to this. One of the things that drives me crazy is when we have meetings on our calendars and I go to accept, but there's no indentation, there's no click sound, there's no nothing. You just sit there and click it like 5 or 6 times, hoping that you hit it the way that you needed to. Well, that would be a pain point that something would be something that a UX designer would address. They would go through, find out what those pain points are, and help resolve them so it is a pleasurable experience. Now, it also really leads to something that results in a product that is a delight for users to interact with. I will say UX design, as I said, it is physical and digital. So it's something that for our program, we're focusing more so on the digital products, so apps and websites. But we do cover web pages, web apps, mobile apps, and we cover both iOS and Android. So it is something that is a very extensive set of criteria that we're going to go over. But I also do have students that will look into the physical realm as well and look to work in maybe hospitality or things of that nature. So always take advantage of scheduling a call with a program advisor. You can actually do that in the blue box at the top of the chat area, and we can go over what it might look like for the application of UX design that you're most interested in. Now, UI design, I always say it's very, very similar to graphic design. They are really looking at the human first approach to designing the aesthetic experience of a product. It is for digital products only. And think of it as something similar of like a graphic designer would do. They're looking at color theory. They're looking at typography. The biggest difference is instead of being in print form or magazines or t-shirts and things of that nature, you are applying those skills on apps and websites. And what that does is it creates a very good combination of typography, color palettes, buttons, animations, and imagery. And the end goal is really to produce something that is delightful for users aesthetically. So again, it is very, very similar. In fact, a lot of my graphic designers are coming through the UI design program to enhance their skills and remain very competitive in the market. But you don't have to have a background in graphic design to be a successful UI designer. It is something that we will teach you from beginning to job ready. So definitely that gives you sort of a breakdown of what each area is and what each one of them are about. But if you still have questions, by all means, reach out to us and we're more than happy to go over what that looks like for your background transitioning into UX or UI design. So big question is, why become a UX or UI designer? It really is a creative job that you will love. It's something that is going to be able to flex those creative muscles and really create things that you can be proud of. It is very high in demand, which oftentimes means being high in pay as well. And it's a flexible career path. It doesn't mean that you get in and you stay a UX designer or stay a UI designer long term. It's something that you can move up within those areas, or you can start adding in extra things and start venturing into other areas of tech as well. UX and UI designers come from a multitude of different backgrounds. I will say I have spoken with pilots, I have spoken with ballerina dancers, I have pretty much spoken with pretty much anybody from any kind of industry that you can name. I have spoken with people that are interested in UX and UI design. And oftentimes, what people find is there's something in what you do on a daily basis right now that will translate very nicely to UX and UI design. And it's something that you can see that transition. Now, UX and UI designers can work in a variety of different companies as well. It can be something such as a startup, it can be big tech, but it doesn't have to be. I have in my local municipality, I have seen UX design jobs posted on quite a regular basis. You can work in fashion, you can work in the oil and gas industry. It really is a position that is out there to be seen and had. You just have to know how to look, which we actually provide guidance in doing that. And the field is constantly evolving. So it's not something that you're going to get in and it's going to be the same thing day in, day out and never change. It's always going to be evolving and becoming something new and refreshing and something that you can really keep pushing yourself forward. So, to go over a little bit about our learning experience, it is very, very unique compared to a lot of the schools that are out there. We we approach everything with the idea that our students are usually adult learners who have other commitments, and we want to create that flexibility so that you can go through the program and succeed in changing your career. So, what that means is we ask 15 hours a week from all of our students. If you have more time to put in over and above beyond 15 hours a week, I'm just going to keep going with that. You can add in extra time as you see fit. Now, the cool thing is you don't have to choose part-time or full-time options. We have that 15 hours across the board, and you come and go additionally as you please. Also, your time frame of when you are going to log in is completely up to you. So if you want to log in a little bit throughout the day and do smaller sections, or if you want to log in for 2 or 3 solid hours each evening, you can do that as well. Now, just keep in mind, you do have 6 to 10 months to complete the program with ongoing support from the dedicated mentor and tutor that will help keep you on track. So it is a finite period of time that you have to complete the program. The UI design program is 9 months, and the UX design program is 10 months. So as long as you stay at least on that 15 hours a week, you're going to get through the program with no problems. So our curriculum is really amazing. It is written by industry experts, and we have a dedicated in-house team of instructional designers and editors that are constantly looking over the curriculum and ensuring that we are really holding tight to the ongoing updates that are going on in the industry. So we are constantly looking at industry trends, current job needs, and we take user feedback from students just like yourself. If there's a moment where in the program you see something that could use a little bit of updating or something that is not quite user friendly, by all means, let us know. We're constantly updating it. In fact, we look at our curriculum on a weekly basis. So we are very quick to make changes and ensure that our program is the most current and relevant information that you could possibly get. Now, the program itself is divided into 2 individual parts, which really focus on one broad topic or process at a time. Each part is made up of several lessons, and at the end of each lesson, you will get hands-on with what you've just learned and apply it to a practical step in one of your course projects. So yes, you will be building a portfolio as you move through our program. We do not wait till the very end. You actually will be building a good quality portfolio as you move through. Now, one of the questions I think that we all get, and everybody's always curious, is what kind of tools am I going to learn in this program? All designers are definitely going to use a lot of sticky notes, a lot of blank sheets of paper, and things of that nature, especially when it comes to prototyping. But you are going to be given a good mix of tools that you can really get to learn and play around with and continue to grow professionally as you move through the program. For the duration of the program, you actually will be given access to a lot of free trials and discounts for different tools. The only tool that actually is not completely included for free in the program is Sketch, and that's for UX or UI design. Sketch is the only product that there is a slight fee for, but most of the time it's optional if you want to purchase that. Sketch is a Mac only product. So if you're working on a PC, don't even worry about it. It won't work on your computer anyway. But if you are working on a Mac and you want to purchase Sketch outside of the program, reach out to our student advisors because they can actually provide you a 50% off discount code that will take the program from $100 down to $50, which if there's a way to save some money, I'm all about it. But definitely reach out to them and they'll assist you with that. Now, the list of the other tools other than Sketch that you will be learning as you move through the program are things such as Adobe XD, Envision, Balsamic, Flinto. I always say these in a certain order and my brain just lost it. So Sketch, Envision, Figma, that's the one that I was just trying to remember. Figma, Sketch, Envision, Balsamic, those are the primary tools that we are going to go over in Adobe XD. And then we do provide you the additional tools that you can play around with and get to know as well. But those primary tools are the ones that we see that most of the industry are using as sort of the heavy hitter tools. And we will go over each one of those to a certain degree. Now, I will say Adobe XD is the one that we cover most intensively, and you will be asked to do one project that is specific to Adobe XD, but then you will have continued support with the other tools as well. So, going over a little bit about how the program is laid out. Each program is going to start with an intro. You're going to slowly move into gaining that knowledge and getting the basics down before we start moving you through the rest of the program. The intro is usually around 3 to 4 weeks, depending on how fast or slow you're moving through the program. And that is going to have a few tasks and assignments that you're going to be doing and really start to get those skills in place. Then we move you into the immersion portion of the program, which usually is around 6 to 7 months long. Again, depending on how fast you're moving through the program, you can speed that up. But on average, it's about 6 to 7 months. And that's where you're really going to say to get sort of the meat and potatoes of the program. That's where you're going to get the most information and really get those solid skills down and get that full understanding. And then we actually finish up with a specialization. Now, the specializations, I always say, is sort of like a university minor. You have your major being, in this case, UX design. So you're going to put your primary focus in that area, but then it is an included specialization or minor that you are going to be able to deep dive in another topic area of your choice. The choices for the specializations for UX design are voice user interface design, UI for UX designers, and front end development for designers. It is your decision on what you choose. You don't have to choose your specialization up front. You actually get a little bit of exposure to all three of those as you're moving through your immersion. So you will automatically learn a little bit about all three. But at the end, you do have that chance to do that deep dive and really get a good, solid understanding of one of those topic areas. Now, if you decide that maybe you can't make a decision between two different options, you can do an additional specialization. That would just be an extra added cost. And by speaking with a program advisor, we can tell you what that looks like. I have students do it all the time, but just be aware that is an option if you want to add an additional specialization. So, going over the UI design program, it is structured very, very similarly. You're going to start with the intro, you're going to go through the immersion, and you're going to finish with the specialization. Now, the specializations are just a little bit different for UI design. You're still going to have voice user interface design, which I neglected to say that's learning tools that handle things such as Alexa and things like that. It's the voice command apps that I think all of us have had exposure to at this point. It now also you're going to have the front end development for designers, which is going to work with learning some basics of coding on front end, more of the visual aspects of coding. And the third option is actually animation for UI designers. Now, this is where you're going to get into 3D animation and really make things come alive. So you again get to choose from any of those three, and that's your area to deep dive into it. Now, one thing I do want to mention that a lot of times we get the question about, no matter which program you choose, if you go with UX design or UI design, you are going to learn about the other. UX design automatically covers some UI design. Same thing with UI design. We're still going to teach you a little bit about UX design. And the reason being is there's no solid, clearly defined line where one ends and one picks up. So to be efficient and very effective moving into this new career, you really are going to have a little bit of knowledge about both. So no matter which program you choose, you will learn a little bit about the other as well. So this is a very rudimentary screen, just screenshot of what some of the projects look like that some of our alumni have done. I definitely encourage you to take a look at the website. There are some actual projects that you can click through and look through the entire projects. Also, the program advisors have access to additional projects that you can take a look through as well. It's always great to see what kind of things you're going to be doing. And I will say, no matter what ends up being a topic area, everybody's projects always come out different. So never is there a worry about cookie cutter portfolio pieces. Projects are going to be very reflective of the person that's building them. And they're just really fun projects that you get to really show who you are and have those opportunities to sort of really gear it to a certain industry or area that you might be interested in. So I know I've talked about a lot, and Ryan's going to cover even more, but just to sort of recap what we've covered so far, or some of the things that you need and don't need. So, one thing that I will say, no matter how much we talk to you and tell you how amazing this program is, and you get started, you have to bring your own motivation. It's something that if you are really looking to transform your career and move into UX or UI design, follow that motivation, chase it, and really keep it active as you move through. I always say, immerse yourself as you move through a program like this. Listen to the podcast, go onto YouTube and watch different things. The more interactive you are, the more you're going to be motivated to continue through the program and finish strong. Now, one of the things that I do want to mention, if you are not in a native English speaking country, you do have to have at least a B2 level in written and spoken English. And that's just because our program is delivered all in English. So we just want to know that you are going to be comfortable as you move through the program. Also, we do, of course, ask that you have a computer. It can be a Mac or a PC. The biggest requirement is that it is at least an 8 gig of RAM or more. And as long as you meet that criteria, you are good to go. And I always say, go with the option that you're most comfortable with. If you're used to using a PC, don't try to learn how to use a Mac overnight and try to go through a program like this, and vice versa. Go with what you're comfortable with. That way you are able to really focus in on learning the material in the program. And of course, you need an internet connection. This is an online only program, so you do need to have a good, strong internet connection to move through the program nice and smoothly. Now, some of the things that you don't need, you do not need a background in design or tech. As I said, I've spoken with people from all different backgrounds. I even had a dentist one time that went through this program. And trust me, I was curious and wanted to know why he would make a change like that. But it is something that anybody can learn these programs and the material that we provide, and we give a ton of support to get you through, so you don't have to come with prior knowledge, and you don't need unlimited free time. As I said earlier, we only ask 15 hours a week, and you can really balance that however it works best for you. And the best thing of all is you're not going to have to learn on your own. And Ryan is actually going to cover a little bit more about what our support system looks like here at Career Foundry.
Thank you so much, Adrian. Hello, everyone. I am Ryan Boyd, and I am a program advisor here at Career Foundry. And a call with one of us is your opportunity to discuss your career change, learn more about UX or UI design, and if our programs are right for you, because that's very important to understand the scope of our program, the pace of it, and what to expect. And then also if UX design or UI design is a good fit for you professionally, just to understand if you have the correct transferable skills for the correct program to make this a smooth transition for you for sure, along with understanding the future job growth potential in your area within 1 hour of your home. We have a lot of resources to help us figure that out for you during our phone call. Again, like Adrian was saying, please use the blue box above to schedule a call with one of us. Definitely makes our day to be able to speak with one of you all directly. So definitely book that call with us as soon as you can. And also with the program advisor, you will understand what to expect from salaries in the tech industry and the job market where you live, because it depends on where you live geographically, and that depends on how much you will make. Couple that with your experience and your talent as well. All those three things will determine pretty much how much you will make. And then also the practicalities of enrolling into our program. We will walk you step by step through the enrollment process, answer any questions that you may have, because you do have a lot of them, because there are a lot of questions that come up. So do not hesitate to reach out to us. We are always here to answer your questions during the enrollment process and beyond. And in addition to your program advisor, there will also be a student advisor. And your student advisor ensures that you get the most out of your course and have a positive overall program experience, because that's really important to be able to help you have a great experience, a great learning environment, just to help you build that confidence in your skills and a phenomenal portfolio. And your student advisor is also there to answer any of your questions regarding overall timeline, billing, challenges with your tutor or your mentor, or just getting general help. So again, your student advisor will help you unlock your digital tools. So they understand the platform. Everything we do here is created in-house, and they are the experts. So they will be here to help you navigate the platform, unlock your tools, and everything of the sort. They will also help you just get acclimated to the platform and support you as a new Career Foundry student. Now, on the academic side, there is your tutor. Your tutor is an active industry professional, and your tutor will grade your submissions and answer any questions that you may have about your exercises or course material. Now, in addition to that, you will have unlimited access to your tutor through instant messaging. We use Slack and email as well. So much as you need to reach out to your tutor, you will be able to do that through those two channels, and you will communicate via the platform every time you submit your assignment, and your tutor will give you a response within 24 hours as well. In addition to your tutor, you will also have a mentor. Your mentor is a senior in the industry and an expert in the field with more than 8 years of experience as a UX designer, or 5 years experience as a UI designer. So who's better to learn from than someone that is doing this job on a daily basis with experience, that can help you navigate uh, learning something like this, as well as helping you understand the business once you get to that portion of looking for a job and things of that nature, and helping you, to build your portfolio, provide you with career advice. And your mentor will be available to speak directly via video call. So you will be able to use Skype, Zoom, or Google Meets. Whatever works best for you, you can use that platform to communicate with your mentor. You will have 100 phone calls dedicated to you and your mentor, and you will be able to, be on the phone with your mentor up to 1 hour. So that is a lot of time to spend with an industry professional, learning from someone that knows exactly what to do in the industry, that can make you a great UX or UI designer. And your mentor will give you a response within 48 hours as well. Now, the student community is very important to us here, because we want to help you understand the support that you have here. So you will be able to connect with your other classmates, other students via Slack. You and your classmates, you will have a private chat room where you can network, bounce information off one another, and get an understanding of the community here at Career Foundry. We also have a buddy system where we will pair you up with students in your area to help you as well to navigate and to network, and be able to learn from one another. So that is very important, to have that type of student support and networking. And you'll stay up to date with monthly newsletters and featuring useful resources. So we have a ton of resources here at Career Foundry that we create here. So all the blogs that you will read, the articles, the videos, we create everything in-house. And that's what we take pride in, is having you on the cusp of everything that's happening in the industry and staying abreast on everything, the new tools, new trends, everything like that. We will always keep you up to date with that. And then you'll meet other students at networking events, as well as take part in our exclusive student webinars, one similar to this, but more so focused on the students, your achievements, and how to make you better as a UX or UI designer for sure. Now, then there is your career specialist. Now, career specialist, that's part of the job preparation course. And your career specialist will help you with your career change strategies, identifying where you want to go and how you will get there, as well as help you polish up your job search artifacts, like your resume, your social profiles, your portfolios, and cover letters. And your career specialist will be dedicated to helping you find employment within 1 hour of your home, which is very important to us to keep you in close proximity of your home as well. They will provide you with interview techniques and practices, and you will have mock interviews with your career specialist to be able to help you understand the how to present yourself in interviews and speak to your skills and your talent and your portfolio. They will support you finding a job for 6 months, and you will have unlimited career calls with your career specialist. So, as much as you need to reach out to your career specialist, please do. They will always be here to help you for sure. Now, the job guarantee. Now, we'll help you land a job within 6 months of graduating or your money back. To be eligible for the job guarantee, you must be located within cities and towns with a population above 200,000 in the United States, Canada, European Union, European Free Trade Area member countries, the UK, Australia, and New Zealand. Now, we cannot guarantee remote work. We cannot guarantee part-time work or freelance work, and we cannot help with visa applications. One thing I always tell my students is do not fret if you live in a rural area, because we will still provide you with all of the resources that come along with the job preparation program. The only thing is, unfortunately, we cannot guarantee you employment as well, but we will definitely help you, provide you with all the resources as well. We will always be here to assist you with that as well. As long as when you graduate from the course and you successfully complete the job preparation program, we will be here, right here to help you. Now, also, there's the alumni community, because once you graduate, you want to connect with other people in the industry and learn from them. So you will receive access to our private LinkedIn page, where you will be able to connect with students and alumni around the world and in your area. And you will receive continued support if you need it after you start your new job or when you are ready to make a change. And then you also have quarterly alumni newsletters and alumni networking events and opportunities to speak, as well as job network. So you will always be able to come back to Career Foundry. We have private job boards for our students only to help you in your specific areas as well. Now, what you will get here at Career Foundry, you will receive regular calls and unlimited messaging with your tutor and your mentor. And I will reiterate, you have 100 phone calls dedicated to you and your mentor that you can conduct over Skype, Zoom, or Google Meet, as well as you will have portfolio reviews, as many with your mentor, your calls, and the job guarantee. And if we do not help you land a job within 180 days of graduation, we will fully refund you your tuition. And the 14-day trial period, you can get your money back within the first 14 days of your start date. That gives you an opportunity to get a feel for the course, to get an understanding, the pace. And if it's not right for you, you can simply cancel the course and you will receive your money back. And then learn online at your own time, so that 15-hour-a-week pace can be organized around the time that works best for you. But you can do more if you do have the time. So a lot of our students, they go in between. They go between 20, 40 hours a week, and they take their time and get through it without any rushing. Thank you so much for your time, and it's been a pleasure to talk with you all today. I will pass it back over to Adrian. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. So we do have the job prep course, like I mentioned earlier, and Ryan also mentioned, and I highly encourage everybody to opt into that job prep course. It is completely unlimited, lifetime access to a career specialist, and they can help really guide you in your job search. It is something that is just unparalleled support. And sometimes it is an opportunity for them to review things and look at things and maybe give some hard feedback that you might not necessarily want to hear, but it's going to benefit you over the time of your career and your job search as well. I think there's always something with pretty much everybody that we do that you wouldn't quite notice yourself but in a job interview scenario, it might end up being either offsetting or something that the interviewer is going to pick up on. And if you can get through those things and really help build yourself up as you're going through that job prep course and going through those mock interviews with your career specialist, it's something that's truly going to benefit you long term. So definitely take advantage of that. And that does provide you that lifetime access. So maybe 3 or 4 years down the road, or even 8 or 9 years down the road, if you decide that, you know what, I just want to see what else is available. I want to see maybe if there's a way that I can get a good pay raise or something like that. Reach back out to us. We'll set you up with a career specialist all over again. They'll help you update things again, and they will help you look for those job opportunities all over again. So it really is a great resource to take advantage of, not only while you're going through the program, but it also adds a lot of benefit long term. Now, we also do offer lifetime access to our curriculum. Once you have finished the program, I think there's always a time where no matter what job you're in, you're not going to be doing everything each and every day. So sometimes if your boss comes up to you and says, hey, as a UX designer, I need you to do some UX writing. Can you get that done for me? Maybe you haven't done it in a while. It's always nice to have that access to the curriculum, be able to go back, refresh your memory, exactly how everything is done, and you can go ahead and get that job done. Also, it's always nice to really be able to continue learning, and you can actually do that through our free read only access to our other career change programs as well. So, one thing that has always been something that I am very quick to brag about is that free read only access. I don't know any other school out there that says, you know what? Thank you so much for going through a program with us. By the way, here's access to everything that we do. And what that says to me, and I think a lot of people would agree, is that we really value continuing to grow our graduates even after you're done with the program that you paid for. So take advantage of that as long as you have completed your program that you went through and you've paid in full. There's no outstanding fees. You have that free read only access available. All you have to do is reach out to the student advisors and they will open that up for you. And we really do have a very active online student community. I did see a question come through about how active it is. I can tell you there are always things going on. One of the great things is that even not being a student yet, you can see the online community and how active it is. If you go on the web page, you can go on to, I think it's upcoming online events, and you can actually go ahead and start participating in things, and it'll give you access to additional webinars that you can sign up for, things that are maybe in reference to how to look for a job. What does it look like to transition from teaching into UX or UI design? Or even if you want to do a yoga class, we actually have a lot of different things to really create that community and support you as you move through this, but really start to grow you and give you access to the community in general and keep that an ongoing thing. Now, one of the other things I do want to say, and I think Ryan also mentioned this, we really encourage everybody to find a study buddy or create a small group. So as you're moving through the program, it's always nice to have somebody there cheering you on, keeping you motivated, and you doing the same thing for them. Also, it's always nice, maybe if you're working on your material really late at night and you know that your tutor and your mentor are not going to be online because it's late, but you remember that John in New York City is always logged in at the same time that you are. You can reach out to each other, chat, answer questions for each other, and most of the time you can work through things together. So make those connections. Now, I will say on the last little note, the in-person meetups have been suspended right now. It is all digital situations that we are doing. It's all online just because of everything that's going on in the world right now. We want to keep our students and alumni safe. So we have suspended those in-person meetups. We hope that they will come back very soon, but we don't have a definitive date on that yet. We're just sort of playing it out by ear and seeing what's going on. And as soon as we see that things have calmed down enough, we will go ahead and open those back up and keep an eye out, because that's a great way to be able to network with people that are in your area and just get to know each other. So, one of the questions that I've been seeing a lot in the chat is about scholarships. So we were running a tuition reduction for the month of November. And with that tuition reduction, it was giving anywhere from 17 to 21% of a discount off the top of the program. Now, what we have done is we are extending that tuition reduction to any student that is coming through one of our webinars until the 15th of this month. So the discounts will be applied if you do decide that you want to move forward, but you do have to schedule a call with a program advisor. We are the ones that sort of hold those links, and we are able to send those out to you. But it's always beneficial to speak with us anyway, to run by any last or lingering questions that you might have, and know that you are making a choice that you're ready to move forward with. But those reductions, again, are only good through the 15th. And it really just depends on what currency you are working with, on what those exact numbers look like. But it is 17% for the 10-month payment plan and 21% for your payment in full options. Now, another thing that I do want to mention while we're on this screen, scheduling a call with a program advisor might open up additional payment options that are not listed on our website. If you are in the US, we actually do have some student loan options that we can refer you to, and we do have some extended payment plans as well. So definitely reach out to us, schedule a call, and we can tell you all about all the different options. See, Joanna, yes, we are already in December. That's what I was saying. We are extending those discounts through the 15th of December. So the tuition reduction was for the month of November, but we decided to extend it for our webinar students and participants until the 15th of December. So all right. So I know everybody has been really great at putting questions in the chat as we've been moving along. If you have any other questions, by all means, reach out, let us know, and we will be getting those taken care of. And then we will go ahead and start, because it looks like there are some that I can go ahead and get taken care of. Lillian, yes, it is amazing that we offer yoga and health and wellness. It is something that I think is not really it's not something that a lot of schools will focus in on, but especially moving into tech and doing exactly what Ryan and I do, we find ourselves stuck to the computer all day long and not moving. So if we can encourage our students to stay healthy and really look at their overall well-being, not only are you going to have a really great long-term career because you're going to stay healthy, but you're also going to feel a lot better when you're at work each and every day. So I love that they do that. And I see Audrey asked, will our email be the way we took this web seminar? So you can actually, when you go through the enrollment process, you can actually put the information however you want. You can change and update your email. If there's a different spelling that you want for your name, you can update all of that. You'll actually build your student profile during the enrollment process. So make sure that you put that information. And if anything ever, as you're going through, if you see something that isn't quite right, let someone know, and we can make updates to it at any time as well. And sorry, I'm looking through things. Ryan, if you see any that I've missed. So, Cassandra.
Arthur did ask, what's this about health and wellness? Lost connection and just rejoined. Arthur, we do offer a lot of health and wellness tips. We offer yoga online as well, virtually, so that will give you an opportunity to stay healthy, keep your body healthy, keep your mind healthy through Career Foundry, and we always have resources for that as well. And then Arthur did ask, how is UX design in music tech? any hot spots around the world that focus on this scene. So honestly, Arthur, UX design is really, really big in the music industry because if you think about it, uh, Spotify, Pandora, Tidal, all of these, Apple, all of these sites and these businesses they have websites and they have mobile apps. So it is huge in the music industry. I tell people all the time, it's in everything that we do on a daily basis. So music, I love music, so I'm always listening to Pandora. I listen to it every day of my life. So yes, absolutely, music is a great part for the UX design program, and there's a lot of opportunities out there for you for sure. Book a call with us so that we can go through it, look in your area, see what's out there for you, and just be able to help continue to foster that in you and help you understand how much we will help you here at Career Foundry get into the program.
Absolutely.
And
I've had a lot of people from the music industry come through the programs, and
yes,
they
absolutely.
didn't they didn't intend to switch out of it. It was something that they were going to use inside the industry. So absolutely, it is relative.
I actually had a music engineer. Uh, I spoke with him the other day, not yesterday, but 2 days ago, and looking to make that transition as well. So it is big for sure. And Karen asks, is there an extra charge for career services? No, Karen, it is included in the overall cost of tuition as well.
Absolutely. And Casey, you are asking what is the total with the discount applied. So the it depends on where you're at. If you are in the US, it is going to be, trying to remember these off the top of my head, it is $1,598 off if you pay in full, and $1,350 off if you make the 10-month payment plan. The starting price is 7,900. I don't have the final numbers in front of me, but hopefully that helps. You can just pop that into a calculator. Trust me, my brain is not a calculator at this time of night. So if you just pop that in, you'll see the final amounts. And then Wesley asks, there was a question about group projects that I'm not sure got answered. Are there group projects or is it all solo work? So we approach things from a very unique perspective. In UX and UI design, the big focus is on your portfolio when you're going out into interviews. So we don't do group projects per se. At the end of the day, your work is your work, but we highly encourage you to bounce ideas off of each other, use each other for your user testing and things of that nature, so that you still get that exposure and experience to the process, just like you would in the actual career. But what happens is if you do a group project, just as an example, and you go into an interview and someone's asking you and says, hey, this looks really, really good. Tell me about how you got to the conclusion in this particular section of this project. You never want your answer to be, well, that was a group project and I didn't do that section, so I don't know why they chose to do it that way. You really want to be able to own your projects. So yes, you will work as in camaraderie and really build those connections and bounce ideas off of each other. But at the end of the day, your work is your work. And Alex
I,
asks, oh, go ahead.
Oh, all right. Alex did ask how much coding is done working in UX and UI design. So specifically in UX and UI, there's not a lot of coding at all done in UX and UI. However, you did ask what languages are covered in the specialization course. So HTML, CSS, JavaScript, those are the three languages that will be covered in the front end web development course as well.
Absolutely. And I'm seeing Kieran asks, lots of employers ask for experience. How do you get that experience, especially if you're changing careers? So what we find is with no prior background experience, our program usually is what would qualify you for a junior level position. So usually anywhere from 1 to sometimes all the way up to 5 years of experience is what would be for a junior level position. Most times it's 1 to 3 years of experience, but it is something that the program and the certification that you get by going through the program would be used as that experience. I will say the certification is usually what gets you in the door, and then you just continue to grow from there. Now, if you have some kind of a background and there are transferable skills, don't be surprised. You might actually be hired in higher than a junior level, but coming with no experience, you would be more at a junior level position, usually around that range of time. And Priscilla, yes, there are some books that are recommended on our blog. And I don't have the list off the top of my head. I will say the books are really amazing. I've had a lot of people look into our programs and tell me that they've already been reading them and how beneficial they were. I also recommend looking at not only our YouTube channel, we have a lot of really great content, but also there is a wonderful YouTube channel called AJ and Smart that is a Berlin based design firm that has a ton of really great information about the industry, about things that are going on, how to get into the industry and things of that nature as well. So if you have time to read the books, that's great. If you need something just to listen to, maybe while you're driving or doing other things, those podcasts and things of that nature are really great as well.
Okay, Adrian, I'll hop back in here.
Mhm.
Ashwini asked, how many total projects will I be working on during the 10-month program? You will actually finish with 3 large projects and anywhere between 15 and 17 total deliverables in all inside of your portfolio for our UX design program. Um, and Karen asked, what software is required for the course as we do uh, need to buy it. So for UX design, there's Balsamic, Envision, Adobe XD, InDesign, Marvel as well. So you will be introduced to about 26 different tools in the UX design program. All of them you won't use on a daily basis. You'll probably use about 7 or 8 of them on a regular basis as well. And with UI design, one of your main tools will either be Sketch or Adobe XD. It depends on the type of computer you have. But however, you will also be introduced to about 26 different digital tools as well in that program. Now, when it comes to purchasing them, you will need to purchase Adobe XD, but you wouldn't have to purchase that until after your 4th achievement in the program, and it's relatively cheap with our discount. It would only cost you right at $10 a month. And then in UI design, the only tool you will need to purchase is Sketch Tool. But again, you will receive a discount through Career Foundry, a 50% discount. So you would only have to pay $50 as well.
Absolutely. And Adobe XD does tend to periodically run scenarios where our students will get it for free. It just all depends on what Adobe is doing at that time, if you might have to pay a small amount or if it's going to be completely free. So unfortunately, that's out of our hands, but we do our best to try and keep those free things going as much as possible. And so, Priscilla, you are asking, would it be recommended to do some volunteer work for a local nonprofit or charity during the course to build up our portfolio? I will say the program itself is going to help you build a good quality portfolio. I always worry when people try to do things while they're in the program that they're going to overload themselves. By all means, if you are wanting to do that, I'm not going to tell you no, that it's a bad idea, but it is something that we're going to help you build a good, solid portfolio as you move through the program. So it's not a necessity. Another thing that I tend to see is people ask about internships afterwards. We actually know that our program is prepared to really help you step right into the industry. So unless you specifically ask for an internship, we're going to be helping you find a permanent full-time position. It's not something that we're going to instantly look at internships, because we know that our program has already prepared you and you are ready to hit the market.
Okay, I'll hop back in here. I don't know if we did answer this question for Dan, but Dan did ask. I have 20 plus years experience in retail and customer service. So, but to get into but he want to get into UX and UI design field. Is that possible? Absolutely, Dan. Because you have the interpersonal skills, you have the uh, in working with people skills, you know what I mean, understanding people, making your customer experience a great one. That's what customer service is trying to make the customer experience a great one, and that's what UX design is as well. It's all about the customer centered, focus and helping to recreate the customer experience. So you have a lot of transferable skills, communication skills, problem solving skills, empathy skills, as well. So you do have a lot of skills that can translate over for sure.
Absolutely. And I see Sarah asks, how does Career Foundry work with employers to connect students with jobs? So we have something that's a little bit unique. Yes, we do have connections through the school itself that Career Foundry itself has made over the years. But your support network, your tutor, your mentor, and your career specialist are all going to be located within your time zone. So, what we do is we bring professionals who have already been in the recruitment industry and things of that nature. Those are the people that you're going to be working with when it comes to your career specialist. So, they have made their own connections, they know hiring managers, possibly other recruiters, and they're also going to have access to the alumni community to tap into that as well. So, it really is taking a network that we already have and really expanding it just tremendously within your local area through using and utilizing that career specialist. That's another reason I say sign up for that job prep course, because that connection right there will open so many doors for you. And Swati asks, can you share challenges or any negatives for UX design? Every field has those. Any direct feedback from your students would be helpful. Um, you know, I've not heard any major feedback from our graduates, but I do a lot of research myself. The biggest thing that I think this isn't just UX and UI design. This is pretty much across the board. There's always going to be that person who doesn't like your design, and you might have to go back and rework your material. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos and things of that nature, and that tends to be the biggest pain point. Is you might be really super excited about something that you created, and you're raring to go, and you meet with that client or that manager, and they're like, don't really like it. Go do something else. So that really is the biggest pain point, and that's with anything. There's always going to be that person who just doesn't quite feel what you're doing. So I would say that's the biggest complaint that I see.
Cassandra asks, when will classes start? Is it flexible based on when we sign up, or is there specific start dates? So, Cassandra, there are specific start dates. So, for instance, our UX design next course starts on Monday, and then our UI design starts on the 13th. And after that, typically we have starts every 2 weeks. So we typically have them twice a month. Sometimes we have them 3 times a month, depending on if it falls on 3 Mondays that week. But you can start any day that week as long as you are able to complete, your coursework, your 20 hours or 40 hours of coursework during that week. And I missed one. Arthur said, could you help with part-time remote only positions as well, or is it only full-time work? What's the likelihood of finding such work? So we do help you look for part-time remote work only, but we cannot guarantee again that you will find that work. We cannot guarantee that for you, Arthur. But your career specialist will diligently work with you to help you find the employment of your desire. And there is likelihood. I don't have the percentage of how many students find jobs of part-time remote work only, but there are a lot of opportunities out there for you to do it.
Absolutely. And I see Swati asks, is are there any students that have transitioned within their company? I actually have a lot of students that will come from a particular company and be looking to just transition with inside that company. And we are able to help with that. And a lot of times I still say, go ahead and do the job prep course because you're still going to need that updated resume and things of that nature. So it is something that we actually interact with those kind of students quite often. Also, I did see Courtney asks, is this more of a self-teaching program or classroom Zoom room setting? So the material is all on demand. So there's no live feeds. You access it whenever it's best for you. However, if there comes a moment where you are struggling with something, you can reach out to your tutor as much as you need, or sometimes it comes down to just needing somebody to walk you through step by step. It is something that you can schedule a call with a mentor and go ahead and say, hey, I need this as a teaching session, and they'll walk you through sharing their screen. So, really great way to more have that one on one situation. And just one last thing. See, I'm sorry, I seen one. You know what? I think that might be it. So today is December 2nd. Oh my goodness, where did this year go? It is the only December 2nd of 2021 that you're ever going to get. We are about to go into 2022. So take advantage of really looking at opportunities, take advantage of things that you are going to be passionate about. And if that includes Career Foundry, we would love to have you, but definitely chase your dreams, make realities of things that you thought would never happen. And really, if you need anything, reach out to us, let us know. We are more than happy to chat with you a little bit further. One thing, once we disappear, with our lovely faces, you will have access to be able to go ahead and schedule a call with one of us here at Career Foundry. And you will be sent a link to be able to view this webinar again if you really want to look at us that much. But otherwise, take care, stay safe. Thank you so much for joining us today. And I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day or evening wherever you are. Take care. Bye bye.
Take care.